Hello, this is Morgan Friedman, live and direct from Columbus, Ohio, here to bring you the King Kaleb podcast. Hide your white women and buckle up.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the greatest show to ever be made, folks. Episode 63. Pretty sure 63 of the King Kaleb podcast. As always, folks, I'm your host, King Kaleb here. Hide your wives, hide your white women. Back on the mic to talk random shit. This is probably the shortest in between podcasts, if that made any sense at all, from what I've done. I've been slacking past couple of weeks being lazy, but now since I'm not working at all this month, it seems like I'm going to be back here to talk my shit like no one else. So yeah, back in the studio room now. I'm doing this podcast a little fucking earlier, my guy, than what I usually do. Got the heater blaring if you hear that shit in the background, if you're wondering, if you're curious at all. That Ohio weather back to being cold as fuck. Cold as shit. It was supposed to snow, but it didn't, or at least where I'm at, so nevertheless, we're back at it to talk that shit. Not much has been going on, like I said, just been lazy as fuck. Chilling at home. Living my life, I mean, what else is there to do? Sometimes you just can be lazy because it's, I don't get people who always have fucking lists and tasks to do every single day. I get, being an adult and having shit to do and whatnot to some degree, but it's like, you're the one making yourself do this shit, or you're putting yourself in situations to where you have to do this shit. Like, you really don't have to, make a loan here, do that, this, that, get your blood checked, go to the grocery store, get medicine, walk your dog, get a dog, have a dog. No one told you to do this, so I don't know, people. One of the many questions, not even a question really, it's just things that I throw up in the galaxy and get no answers. And not only that, I get looked at like I'm a fucking idiot for even, how dare I even question, even ponder the thought of any of this shit. But yeah, man, we've just been chilling. Living my best life. All that shit, all that nonsense. Nothing really, at least that I care about. Me. I'd like to stay in my bubble. I'm sure people are complaining about something. You got the Popeyes epidemic. Dumb niggas acting up, man. It's sad, really. It really is sad. We're once again embarrassing ourselves as a race. Killing people. Literally killing people. Someone got stabbed to death. And just over a fucking Popeye sandwich. None of this shit is worth it, man. Popeyes, really? No fast food chicken sandwich is worth getting stabbed to death over. So yeah, our priorities are in disarray, to say the least, with that, man. It's just, I don't know what we're doing here. And yeah, just people love being ignorant, man. It's just, I don't see the appeal after you're 12 years old, It's like people in school with the fights and shit, trying to act tough and hard. Like, after fucking really middle school, really, school fights did not interest me in the slightest. Everyone running around and shit, trying to get views and whatnot, get their phones out. Like, this, no one cares. None of y'all are tough. The fucking teacher's gonna break this fight up. None of y'all gonna get actual hits in. Especially if it's the bitches. They're just holding each other's hair, not throwing any punches. The dudes can't punch at all, can't punch properly. Try to have that lame ass fighting form as if they're cool. You're not a professional. What are you doing? You're thinking you Floyd Mayweather and shit. Just please stop. Stop while you're ahead. It's just sad, man. Ignorant shit. As a culture, we need to stop and do better. And then white people looking at it thinking that's the cool thing to do, and then they copy. It's like, no. Quit it. It's sad, man. It's sad. This is why I stay in my bubble, people. I do not give any of this nonsense the time of the fucking day, because it's fucking worthless. There's no point. No point of this shit, man. Who gives a fuck, Who are we impressing? Why are we trying to impress random people we don't fucking know, that we'll never meet, that aren't worth a shit anyway? I mean, ugh. Sometimes I think about getting out more and shit, but it's like none of these people are worth my time to interact with. I can just see from afar that you're lame as shit. You're not a real person, It's just, who the fuck are you, I don't know, man, but that's been that, yeah. Just little thoughts here and there. And just throwing a football around in my room. That's the highlight of my days. Moses shit. But the college football playoffs, that came out, folks. My Buckeyes are number 1, so that's good if we keep it up. I don't see why we wouldn't be in the fucking college football playoff, especially if we go undefeated. So yeah, that was that. Ohio State 1, LSU 2, Bama 3, Penn State 4, which was a shock of having them ahead of Clemson, but tomato. Obviously, they don't value their how they've been playing this year, which they have been on autopilot. But I mean, they really only had one close game if you think about it, North Carolina. And other games like Texas A&M, they should have won by more and stuff like that. But they're doing what they got to do, and obviously their conference isn't good at all, so that's another thing that knocks them. But we'll see with that. NFL's picking up. Niners are still the only undefeated team. That was shocking. But I think they have a little tougher schedule this half end, so we'll see how they're gonna do that. I still think they got a really good defense, and then their offense, they have good enough skill people and good enough coach, definitely in Shanahan, to make a run at it. Maybe we'll see. I don't know. I don't think they'll go too far in the playoffs, but you never fucking know, my guy. But what you do know is that when you're hungry, starving, savoring, craving even a meal, and at home, you got nothing. You got fucking a half-empty mayonnaise bottle. You got a Lunchables that's not even yours. You got fucking tap water to drink. What would really get that over the top and get you to the next day alive, really, is quality American ramen. Now, folks, as always, American ramen comes in many, many delicious savory flavors. Now, it's in chicken, of course, the classic, the Don Donna, the OG, the number one, the holy grail, if you will. Chicken, we got beef, as always, picante chicken, which is that spicy Italian shit. Shrimp, pork, 35% less sodium on most, if not all, of these flavors. We got Oriental, we got shrimp. We got them in cups, we got them in trays. The way to go is American Ramen. Now, folks, if you use discount promo code MIXGOD on any and all purchases of American Ramen, you will save 98% off deals. Now, that's really a great deal. It's, some might say, it's the best shit ever. I mean, there's nothing really, there wasn't a joke leading to that. There was no setup needed. It's just what it is, folks. American Ramen when you're broke as shit. So, yeah, that's, we'll see, man. I'm interested. I'm big cooling right now. If I don't seem as energetic, I'm just lounging, chilling. NBA's been watchable, some good games here and there. None that I saw recent. The most recent one I saw was the Lakers-Mavericks game. That was a good game. Luka getting fucking hit in the head with Dwight Howard's chin. That's how big of a man Dwight is. His fucking chin out here making people bleed and shit. But, he's going to be nice. As if he isn't already. But, he's going to be that dude. So, be on the lookout for that. Yeah, man, it's just... It's big time cooling season, where even the thoughts aren't out as much as always. I mean, they're always going to get dicked down and railed and seeking attention on Instagram, which for all my brethren, you got to fight it, man. Just rub one out. And I promise you, 9 out of 10 times you will not give a shit about this woman once you rub one out. So just don't do nothing you'd regret after checking off, I always say there's something wrong with hitting up the DMs, but if you wouldn't regularly talk to her, not horny, then I think you know the answer of what you should and should not be doing, folks. It's for all the men out there. But, yeah, as if any more than 4 people listen to this anyway. But still, man, yeah, it's big time chilling season. I'm glad Halloween's over. That shit may be the most overrated holiday of all time. Why adults include themselves in it? Just give kids candy and sit the fuck down, All these dumbass Halloween parties. Let me dress up as a grown adult as some stupid shit. Let me be a fucking whore. That shit, it's another excuse to drink and be a whore and all that shit. I mean, that's all holidays are nowadays, except for Christmas and Thanksgiving. Those are the only holy holidays left, or at least wholesome to some degree. Holidays nowadays, you're either drinking, being a whore, buying something for someone, doing this for that, tit for tat. It's just nonsense, people. Nonsense just like this podcast, which has really no clear objective or plot or summary, just random words out of a person who is not important to life at all, talking in his room. I'm gonna cut it short as always, because 1, I have nothing to talk about as always, and then 2, the voice memo thing I have on the iPhone that I'm doing, it won't let me email it to myself for some reason after it succeeds 20 minutes or some shit like that, and then I would have to manually put it on the computer and do that shit, and that's not hard, but I'm lazy, so why would I do that? So yeah, if you guys want me to go more in detailed into sports nonsense, please let me know. For the 1.5 people who will listen, I will probably still do a fucking specific sports podcast episodes like I did the draft a couple months back. But yeah, man, this has been your boy King Kaleb here. Hide your wives, hide your white women. King Kaleb the GOAT. On Instagram, that's DA. King Kaleb the GOAT. All one word. _King Kaleb on Twitter. I post nothing on either, so, I mean, yeah. You've been warned. And, yeah, man, this has been your boy King Kaleb here, signing the fuck out.